Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Organizers of tomorrow's second demonstration for George Floyd in Fargo are calling for peace. Preparations took a different turn today as the location was changed to Island Park and Island Park only. Valley News Team's Alexander Kay talks with organizers, police, and those who live in that area on what they're hoping tomorrow will look like.
What was meant to be a march and hours-long sit-in at Fargo City Hall will now be a celebration of life at Island Park. The change of plans comes after event organizers spent days having discussions with city leaders. Organizers say that the decision was a difficult one, but done to show a goodwill of faith to the leaders of Fargo.
Tomorrow is a day of peace. Tomorrow is a celebration of a small step forward in a mile-long plus road. We will not be protesting. We will be speaking, and we will be celebrating.
Island Park is a special place for many, like Cherith Grove. She says she lives downtown, right where the riots broke out on Saturday. She says that she saw anger from those involved, and that she prays Friday's event will be different.
Anything could happen, but I pray that it's peaceful and that it's just a way for people to come together and to feel what we're all feeling, which is just very heavy.
She adds that she sees the change of route in the protest as a good move by the organizers.
They have good heads on their shoulders, they're good leaders, and they're aware of what needs to be said.
Organizers say that changing the look of this event is meant to keep the demonstrators in one place and to protect the city, a city that's taking precautions, like boarding up the windows at the Fargo Police Department.
It shows that anyone who's not here, their intentions aren't really where it's supposed to be. Anyone who really wants to support and do the right thing is probably going to be here at that time.
Organizers stress to those who attend, if your intentions are something other than peaceful, stay home. In Fargo, Alexandra Kay, Valley News Live.
The event is slated to begin tomorrow at 1 p.m. Those attending are asked to not bring signs. We'll have coverage on valleynewslive.com and the VNL app. Officials with the North Dakota and Minnesota National Guards are set to be out if needed tomorrow in Fargo. The Minnesota National Guard is activated in Clay County because the governor says there are credible threats of violence. The North Dakota National Guard was expected to be stationed at Fargo City Hall. In Grand Forks today, protesters delivered a message without any trouble with the law. Today's march sent a message of peace and change. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey shows you how the community and marchers rallied together.
Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd!
There's been absolutely too much anger and too much hatred, and I'm here to spread a message of peace and love. We want change, and we're not okay with the status quo.
No justice! No peace!
That's the message hundreds of protesters delivered Thursday, marching through downtown Grand Forks to honor the life of George Floyd.
No peace!
It leaves you speechless because this is something that I think everyone has wanted for such a long time. It's just to be heard, to be acknowledged, and to be recognized.
Protesters following through on their promise to city leaders. Officials saying there were no threats of violence at any time.
I have great respect for the organizers and their communication. They've worked with the police department and the mayor's office since the beginning so that we would have an event that was due the respect it deserved.
George Floyd!
We take a solemn oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. I think people are hurting. They've had a chance for their voice to be heard, and we wanted to help and provide a secure and safe environment.
The peacefulness in our north giving Fargo officials confidence about Friday's coming protest. In Grand Forks, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live.
And once again, tomorrow's protest for George Floyd will be held at the Fargo Island Park beginning at 1 o'clock. After being suspended for a week without pay over his behavior at last weekend's protest turned riot, Fargo Deputy Chief Todd Osmundson announced his resignation. Chief David Todd had suspended Osmundson after he was reportedly spotted in the crowd of protesters undercover, holding a beer and yelling obscenities about police. Osmundson was acting on his own, and the chief said he did not have permission to do so. Late this afternoon, the chief deputy read a statement to a select few members of the media. Here is part of what he had to say.
I took actions on Saturday to protect all officers and protesters and citizens of Fargo during Saturday's events. However, those actions have led to distrust of this community among those in law enforcement as well. I have been given a suspension. However, no amount of suspension will regain that trust.
To see the full statement, check out our website or VNL's app. 3 former Minneapolis police officers accused in the death of George Floyd made their first court appearances today, all in a Hennepin County courtroom where they were granted $1 million or $750,000 bond with conditions. They're facing charges of aiding and abetting second-degree unintentional murder and second-degree manslaughter. They were ordered not to work again in security or law enforcement, surrender their gun, and never have contact with the victim's family. Former police officer Derek Chauvin is scheduled for his first court appearance on Monday. The man who fled from police in his pickup 2 days ago is in jail tonight. This is what happened when authorities tried pulling over Warren Misovich Tuesday afternoon. Tonight, we're told he was located in Fargo and taken to the Cass County Jail, facing numerous charges. Officers also found the 1997 Dodge Ram he used to get away from them. That vehicle has been impounded and is subject to forfeiture. 27 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in North Dakota. 2,209 people are listed as recovered, meaning there are 431 active cases currently in the state. No new deaths have been reported. The death toll remains at 66. 32 patients are currently in the hospital. Minnesota is reporting another 29 deaths from coronavirus, bringing the total to 1,115. Of those deaths, 896 happened in a nursing home or long-term facility. 404 new cases are being reported, bringing the total active cases to 3,668. 21,490 people are listed as recovered. A Republican convention in 2 cities. After a public and contentious negotiation over health and safety, the Republican National Committee is announcing a new plan. Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro gets the details in an exclusive interview with the RNC chairwoman.
North Dakota delegate John Trandum's vote secured President Trump the Republican nomination in 2016.
It's an opportunity that can't be replicated, and I suspect with Donald Trump at the helm, it's going to be a very, very memorable convention.
Trandum says he's ready for the convention this year, despite the pandemic.
I don't think we need to put our world or the convention on hold.
After a public back and forth over health protocol with the North Carolina governor, the president threatened to pick a new convention city. Is the RNC officially dropping Charlotte as the convention site?
We are not dropping Charlotte as the convention site.
In an exclusive interview, the chairwoman of the RNC tells me she's committed to doing the business of the convention in Charlotte, but it will be scaled back. Now the party is considering a second city for a big celebration event.
The other cities are working with us very well who want this business and revenue and this opportunity.
McDaniel confirms they're considering cities in Florida, Georgia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas, with the goal of showcasing that America is open for business. Are you prepared to be responsible if convention delegates get sick?
We're working with health officials in other cities. Other cities have come forward and really worked with us and made sure that we understand their guidelines and what we will need to do to keep the attendees healthy and safe.
The convention planning is highlighting the political divide over coronavirus. Democrats are not promising a big party.
The way Joe Biden and his team, our team, is handling the convention is another example of how we will handle governance. We will include people. We will listen to people. We will follow the advice of experts.
The Democrats already delayed their convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin by more than a month. And now DNC Chairman Tom Perez tells me the party is exploring other options, like a virtual or scaled back convention. With 2 months to go and delegates waiting for a plan, both parties need to make a final decision soon. In the Washington News Bureau, Jacqueline Policastro, Valley News Live.
For now, the Democratic convention is set for the week of August 17th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Republican convention is scheduled for the week of August 24th in Charlotte, North Carolina.